Dear students, it is for class 11th from our book on Bill, page number 76, lecture number 3rd of the chapter Slik Road. By now, we could see snow-capped mountains gathering on the horizon. We entered a valley where the river was wide and mostly clad with ice, brilliant white and glinting in the sunshine. The trail hugged its bank, twisting with the meanders as we gradually gained height and the valley sides closed in. ये यहाँ ये कहता है कि ऑथर जब हम इस माउंटेन की इस वादी में दाखिल हो गए वहाँ हर तरफ से इसमें सनो ही सनो था ये एक वैली जो क्लोज हुई थी the turns became sharper and the ride bumper tested now in the third gear as we continued to climb the track moved away from the icy river lowering through steeper slopes that supported big rocks daubed with patches of bright orange legend beneath the rocks hunks of snow on in near permanent shade. I felt the pressure building up in my ears, held, snorted, and cleared them. We struggled round another tight bend, and Gaston stopped. He had opened his door and jumped out of his seat before I realized what was going on. Sono, said Daniel as he took excited the vehicle, letting in a breath of cold air as he did so. A savage of the white steppe lay across the track in front of us, stretching for maybe 15 meters before it petered out and the dirt trail appeared. The snow continued on either side of us, smoothing the abrupt bank on the upslope side. The bank was too steep for our vehicle to scale, so there was no way around the snow patch. I joined Daniel as Justin stepped onto the encrusted snow and began to slither and slide forward, stamping his foot from time to time to ascertain how steady it was. I looked at my wristwatch. We were at 5,210 meters above the sea level. हम sea level से 5,210 मीटर ऊपर थे. The snow did not look too deep to me, but the danger wasn't its depth. Then I said, so much as its icy top layer, if we slip off, the car could turn over, he suggested, as we saw Testin grab handful of dirt and peeling them across the frozen surface. We both pitched in, and when the snow was separated with soil, Daniel and I stepped out of the vehicle to lighten Testin's load. He backed up and drove towards the dirty snow, eased the car on its icy surface, and slowly drew its length without apparent difficulty. 10 minutes later, we stopped at another blockage. Not good, sir, Testin announced as he jumped out again to survive the scene. This time he decided to try and drive round the snow. The slope was steep and steeped with major rocks, but somehow Destin negotiated them. His four-wheel drive vehicle launching from one obstacle to the next, in so doing the cut off on one of the hairpin bends, regaining the trail further up where the snow had not drifted. I checked my watch again as we continued to climb in the bright sunshine. We crept past for 5,400 meters and my head began to throb horribly. I took grabs from my water bottle, which is supposed to help a rapid ascent. We finally reached the top of the pass at 5,515 meters. It was marked by a large cairn of rocks festooned with the white silk screws and raised prayer flags. We all took a turn around the car in a clockwise direction, as is the tradition, and Keston checked the tires on his vehicle. He stopped at the petrol tank and partially unscrewed the top, which emitted a loud hiss. The lower atmospheric pressure was allowing the fuel to expand. It sounded dangerous to me. Maybe, sir, Testin laughed, but no smoking. As the author stepped on, he could see snow-capped mountains, his companion, and he entered a valley where the river was mostly clouded with ice. They slowly gained height. There were steeper slopes. The author felt the pressure building up on his ears. Suddenly, Teston stopped and jumped out of his seat. Daniel followed it. The snow lay across the track and continued to both the sides. To both the sides, making the bank too steep for the vehicle to climb. All the three started sliding and gliding forward. They were at 210 meters above the sea level. Destin gathered handful of dirt and flung it on the frozen surface. When the soil was separate over snow, Destin drove towards the dirty snow and eased the car into its surface. Daniel and the author walked to lighten the load of the car. After some time, they set up at another blockade. The slope was steep and was full of big rocks. Somehow, Justin managed, and they drew on. When they crept past 5,400 meters, the author's head began to throb, and he had to take water. Finally, they reached the top of the pass at 5,515 meters. There they saw large rocks which were covered with white screws and ragged prayer flags. After doing a traditional turn of these rocks, they started. By 2 o'clock, they stopped for lunch in a work camp beside a dry slot lake. एक slot lake पर वो खाना खाने के लिए बैठे. This plateau was a hub of activity. Slot extraction from the lake was in full swing. Thank you, it is all.